Okay. Hello, class. We are going to resume with where we had left off. The other day we had just finished lesson 5 on ratios. Now we are going to continue with lesson 6 on ratios. Obviously, as is with everything so far, if you do not have the physical module in front of you, you can very easily find the module on our Schoology page. Today, what we're going to be doing is, in this video, I'm going to be going over exercise 1 and 2 for homework, well, technically classwork for you guys. You guys are going to be doing the rest of the exercises. You're going to be doing exercise 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So after I've modeled out the first 2, hopefully you guys will have a good idea of how to do the last 5 on your own without me. Okay? Exercise 1 reads, the Business Direct Hotel caters to people who travel for different types of business trips. On Saturday night, there's not a lot of business travel. So the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 2 to 5. However, on a Sunday night, the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 6 to 1 due to the number of business people attending a large conference in the area. If the Business Direct Hotel has 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night, how many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? So, how do we think we're going to start this one? Well, we're given 2 different sets of ratios. One is for Saturday night, the next one is for Sunday night. So normally, how we were doing things in last lesson, we would normally draw a tape diagram, and we would do that with the one ratio that we'd have, and then we'd use that one ratio to find out what each block was, and then we'd use that to find the whole. But this time we're given 2 ratios. So in this case, as opposed to before when we'd only draw one tape diagram, this time we're going to actually draw 2 different tape diagrams in order to sort of help us out. We are going to write one tape diagram on Saturday's business, so we're going to do one about Saturday, and all the way over here we're going to do another one about what we're doing on Sunday. So we're going to do Saturdays and Sundays. For Saturday, we have, obviously, occupied rooms. And we have unoccupied rooms. Our occupied rooms and we have our unoccupied rooms. Again, sorry for my handwriting. Writing with the mouse is not the easiest. So for our Saturday night, the ratio of occupied to unoccupied is 2 to 5. So we're going to do 1, 2, and then for an unoccupied, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a total of how many blocks? We have a total of 7 blocks over here. Okay? For Sunday, obviously, once again, we have occupied rooms and unoccupied rooms, so I'm not even going to rewrite them. I'm just going to draw them in the same row. But for this, we have 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1 unoccupied room. Now, just looking at this, I want us to look at it and think, is there anything that's similar between Saturday and Sunday? Let's look at them for 2 seconds. Oh, I'm hoping that you notice this as well, but I obviously can't tell because this is over video. But I'm hoping that you noticed how many blocks we have on Saturday and how many blocks we have on Sunday. On Saturday we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On Sunday we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. We have the same number of blocks. But doesn't that make sense? I mean, it's not like they're suddenly building an extension onto the building that they've made just because it's Sunday. They're going to have the same number total of rooms on Saturday that they do on Sunday. If they had a total of, let's say, for example, 500 total rooms, then they're going to have 500 rooms total on Saturday and 500 total rooms on Sunday. That's not going to change. So the amount of blocks that we have on Saturday needs to be the same as the amount of blocks that we have on Sunday. So, now that we've drawn our tape diagrams, we can continue with the question. The Business Direct Hotel has 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night. So, we need to be careful here. We have 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night. So we can't just stop and say, oh, 432 occupied rooms, that's this. No, because this is Saturday nights. So we need to go over to Sunday, and we'll draw our bracket here. For Sunday, we have 432 occupied rooms. Now, how am I going to be able to use this 432 to find out how much each block is? Well, it's the same thing that we've been doing the other couple of days. We know that we have 6 blocks here, and we know that all 6 of these blocks together is 432. So what we need to do is we need to take our 432, we need to divide it across those 6 blocks. So if we do our 432 and we divide it by 6, what are we going to get? This is where I'd wait for an answer, but obviously I can't. This is where we get our 72. We have 72 rooms per block. Each one of these blocks is 72. So this one's 72, this one's 72, this one's 72, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So if all of these blocks are 72, well, we didn't find anything out about Saturday yet. But we did. Because remember, we have the same amount of blocks on Saturday as we do on Sunday, right? And again, it's not like they're adding any more rooms to the amount of rooms that they have just because it's Sunday. So the total amount of rooms over here has to be the same as the total amount of rooms over here. And if this is the total number of rooms divided by 7, gives us 72, then seeing as all of these blocks are also, it's out of 7, all of these blocks have to be 72 as well. So with all of these blocks at 72, now we can answer our question. It's asking us how many unoccupied rooms we had on Saturday night. So, well, let's go over to Saturday over here. We have our occupied and we have our unoccupied. We have 72 in each block. How many blocks do we have? We have 5 total blocks. So for this, I need to do my 72 per block times my 5 blocks. And that 72 times 5 is going to give us our total of 360. So there were 360 rooms that were unoccupied on Saturday night. 360 rooms. So this is going to be what it's going to be like for all of these exercises. We're going to be given 2 different sets. For this time, we had a set for Saturday and a set for Sunday. And we're going to have to use one of those sets to find out answers for the other set. Don't believe me? Let's go on to question number 2. And we'll see if it's going to be the same kind of situation. For question number 2, it says, Peter is trying to work out by completing sit-ups and push-ups in order to gain muscle mass. He wants to be real strong. Originally, Peter was completing 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups. But he kind of injured his shoulder a little bit. After his injury, Peter completed the same number of repetitions, which is the same number of activities, if you don't know what repetitions means. But he completed 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. During a training session after his injury, so after he's hurt his shoulder, Peter completed 8 push-ups. Well, if we know that he completed 8 push-ups, how many push-ups was he completing before his injury? So, similar to exercise 1, we have 2 sets. We have before his injury and after his injury. So we're going to label this. We're going to have a before and we are going to have an after section. So we have before and after, and we are doing sit-ups and push-ups. So before, we'll do sit-ups. I'll just write sit, and I'll write push, just to keep it short and simple. We have our sit-ups, and we have our push-ups. Originally, before he injured his shoulder, he was completing 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups. So that's going to be a ratio of 5 sit-ups to 3 push-ups, or 5 to 3. So with 5 to 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. After he got injured, he was doing 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. And that makes sense, right? If you've hurt your shoulder, doing a push-up is going to be a little bit more difficult. So he's doing sit-ups now instead, because that doesn't rely on the shoulder as much. So he's doing 7 sit-ups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's doing 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. Okay. So for this one, 7 to 1 7 sit-ups to 1 push-up. Now that we've set up our tape diagrams, we can look at what this question's asking us. During a training session after his injury, so we need to go to after, he completed 8 push-ups. So now we go to his push-ups. We know that the total number of push-ups that he did was 8. Wait a minute, that's super easy. If I have one block and a total of 8 across that one block, how much is every block? Every block's going to just give us 8. And every block's going to give us 8 in this after section. We know that. So now we need to see, are our totals going to be the same? Well, it says that Peter completed the same number of repetitions. So that does mean that the amount of working out that he did before is going to be equal to the amount of work that he was doing after. But let's make sure that our boxes reflect that. So before we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 total boxes. For after, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 before and we have 8 after, which means that our totals are going to be the same amount, just like it says in the question. And if our totals are the same and we're splitting our total into 8 total pieces with both of them, that means that each piece before also has to be 8. So each piece over here also has to be 8. So now the question itself is asking how many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury. Okay, so we head over to before, we go to our push-ups, and we have a total of 3 boxes, and each of these boxes has 8. So we have to do our 8 per box times 3 boxes. 8 times 3 means that we have a grand total of 24. So we can put 24 over here. And we can write that out as doing 24 push-ups. Is doing 24 push-ups. Okay? So, with that, that's the first 2 exercises from lesson 6. As I mentioned earlier, the rest of lesson 6, meaning exercises 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 5 exercises, that is what you guys are going to be doing for the rest of class, for your classwork. All of them should be along the same vein of this. Remember, we get 2 different sets, and we need to use information that we get about one of the sets to give us an answer about the other set. Do not worry about doing any of the questions in the problem set. That is not going to be required for your homework, so don't even worry about it. The only things that you have to do are the exercises, okay? Again, if anybody has any questions for me, you can send me a quick message on Schoology and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, I wish you all luck with completing the other exercises. And I wish for you to all have a wonderful weekend. And I will not see you all on Monday because we have another asynchronous day on Monday. I will see you all on Tuesday, however. Have a great day, and I will see you then.